Welcome back, everyone, to another week of the Manga Monday show, and it's 2024, so you know what that means.
2020, 2023 something. I was going to say review, not review.
Yeah.
An award show.
Yeah, it's the 2023 Manga Monday Award Show.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the Shonen Junkies. That's us.
Budget $0.
Budget. We do this, try to do this yearly.
We've only done it one time.
We have
because we're almost only 2 years old.
Yes, we are. We are actually almost 2 years old. But
yeah.
Can you believe that, man? We're about to be 2 years old. Holy moly.
Well, not our age, but the channel.
No, us. 2 years old.
The channel,
We've only been alive for 2 years. But anyway, we're really excited because last year was an absolute blast.
Yeah.
Last year we had highlights such as Mob Psycho, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of stuff like that came out. Bocchi the Rock was really good. It was just a fantastic time. But really this year, Edgar, do you think is this year better than 2023? I think it was. I think the animes this year were just popping off.
Yeah.
And then there were like the secret hits, like Frieren, like Apothecary Diaries that came out, and you were like, oh my god, now I need to watch this too. However, before we get started on the whole year as a review for anime and manga, we're just going to talk about our year in review. So how we start this stuff is we talk about things, the favorite things that we have read, the favorite things that we have watched, and it can be from any year, but we saw it and watched it this
2023.
year. So Edgar, if you want to get started, what is the favorite new manga that you read this year?
Hell's Paradise.
Hell's Paradise.
I started that last year. I still need to finish it, but man,
it's good, huh?
Yeah, it's just so good. There's just a little
the manga.
Has
it's
like
the grit.
Yeah,
I feel what you mean.
Yeah, I feel like the anime was like smooth and clean for my taste. So, but man, the manga just builds a mystery and characters with very definitive characteristics that just blend very well together. And the power system is introduced very well, and it works.
So good, man. So good.
And just when you think like, I know where this is going, it just puts in other things that messes things around. That makes it all kinds of interesting. If you haven't watched or read it, I recommend reading it, or just watch it if you want. But I definitely recommend the series. It makes sense why it hit really well with Japan more than Chainsaw Man did. Yeah. At least from my eye, because it seems like they like that more than Chainsaw Man. But I really liked it.
I mean, it got season 2 the day after season 1 ended.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man didn't get that.
We're like, where's that? Where's that at,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
We just barely got the movie announcement, but nonetheless, Hell's Paradise is crazy good. Go check it out. I love watching it. Thanks for recommending it.
Of course, man.
So
I
great.
love it. It's spectacular.
What about you? Your manga?
It's Berserk. I mean, it can't be anything else. I'm at volume. I'm almost finished with volume 8 of the deluxe editions.
Yeah, there you go. The deluxe.
And which is around, if you read the volume 25 of the smaller editions. But oh my god, bro, is
it too much, like, emotionally?
It's just good. It was just good from top to bottom. Other shout outs was Sweat and Soap. I read a romance this year.
I thought you read that
really
already.
Good. No, I read that this year. I read it the summer of this year.
Are you kidding me? I thought that's always been something you've owned that manga for a while.
I have owned it, but I only read it this year.
Oh wow!
And I collected all of it this year. Yeah. That was really good. I really enjoyed that, and that was a nice kind of palate cleanser to Berserk. And of course, if it wasn't for Berserk, the winner would be One Punch. I'm at chapter 100 for One Punch.
Yeah, One Punch.
And I'm still reading it. It's not a slog to get through, but the chapters are so long, so sometimes I can only read a chapter a day because they're so long.
Is your limit like 19 pages? And if it's any more than that, this is long.
This is long. It's like
it's not really long.
It reaches but it's like the it's only 180 chapters is like it's like them going it's a disguise, because there's a lot of like chapter 104.1, chapter 104.2, chapter 104.5, which is like an additional extra chapter, and I want to read all that stuff too because it's all very good and interesting. Yeah. So it's not real, that 180 chapters. It's more like 250 to 300 of longer chapters, and it's taking me a while.
A lot
to
of
get
action
through.
though, so it's not
Yeah.
that much to
No.
think about. You know.
No, it's really good, and you know me, like if there's a good panel, I'm gonna stare at it for like 30 minutes,
That is true.
and I mean, who draws this? Who's
Murata?
Murata is the goat.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like it just is. But it's Berserk. If it wasn't for Berserk, it would be One Punch.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. Yeah. That's it. I read Dan last year, so that doesn't count for this year. I didn't read anything else this year.
Wait, you read it last year? What do you mean? Like
I read Dan last year.
in 2023?
In 2022, I meant.
Oh, you read it in 2022.
Yeah. I started reading it in 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I read
When
anything
Ben says
else?
this year, he means 2023.
yeah,
I'll
I'm-
say
I'm-
last year, like we're in
I'm
2024.
all over the place.
No, that's okay. But just
I'm
in case
like,
you keep
"Woo."
doing that,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah,
he
yeah.
means. Like not
Yeah.
2022.
I read Ayashimon this year, which was funny. But no. Yeah. What's your favorite new anime that you watched, or anime that you watched?
It has to be Naruto.
Oh.
I started that. I picked it up again. I only watched like a few episodes, but I just really, really liked it. It's no surprise. Like you could say that it's like the Seinfeld effect. The Seinfeld effect is like where people watch a sitcom or a comedy series, and then they watch Seinfeld, and it's like, well, Seinfeld, it's like it feels like Seinfeld's copying everything, or it feels like it's old, but it's like it's doing everything.
It's
it
the
inspired
original.
everything.
Yeah, it's the original.
So
yeah.
that's kind of like what Naruto isn't like the only and the pillar of shonen, but it's just like it's doing all the things that I like so much that shonen does.
Yeah.
And I just really like it. Naruto is really great. I understand why people like it a lot, and I'm happy to be watching it on the anime, which is great. Yeah, really good anime.
For me, I think last year I gave this to Ranking of Kings because I was a year late on it. So this year, I don't know. I just watched a lot of new anime this year, but I don't want to give it to a anime that I watched that was new.
I'm trying to think what you saw that might have been.
I mean, I did watch something called Garo the Animation, which came out in 2014. And the reason why not a lot of people liked it, they gave it like a 7.5, like on my anime list. But the reason why is because Caitlin, who's one of my mentors in the space, and she voices Mina Ashido and directs what just came out today, Solo Leveling. They told me that this is their favorite thing they've ever directed. In terms of like voiceover stuff. So I got it, I read it, I watched the dub, and it's spectacular. It's very good. And I really enjoy it. I don't quite think I can think about anything else that didn't come out this year or that I watched different. I just think I watched everything that was like new this year. And I don't want to give it to something new, so I'll give it to Garo the Animation.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
All right. Edgar, what's the most anticipated anime of this year? I know
For 2024?
Yeah. I know what the real answer should be. It should be Solo Leveling, the thing that comes out today.
Honestly, for me, no, not even a little bit.
Not for me. No. I don't. I mean, you know what mine is, but yeah.
Actually, Dan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, how about when you talk about Dan? Well, like
it's. I mean, if you watched the previous Manga Monday show that we did just this Monday, it's the spiritual successor to Mob Psycho, and it's so wacky and crazy. And when you read the synopsis of it, it gives you like 5 or 6 different genres in the synopsis, and you're just like, this is insane. But you love it, and the art is so wacky and crazy, and it's gonna be so good.
Same people who did Scott Pilgrim and Ping Pong, so you'll expect great animation from that coming out this fall, 2024, right?
Yeah. I think in fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are excited for Kaiju number 8.
We'll see what happens when we get closer to it.
If Jujutsu season 4 comes out this year, it'll be Jujutsu, but I don't think it's gonna come out this year. I think that's kind of come out in 2025 probably.
Yeah.
I will say Chainsaw Man has a shout, the movie.
My pick is just Mushoku Tensei. Anything Mushoku Tensei.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be good.
Season 2, part 2, is coming out in the spring. I'm looking forward to it a lot. I really like Mushoku Tensei. That's the most thing I'll be looking forward to.
Yeah. For me, it's Dan to Dan, like undoubtedly. I know I'm gonna put in a little shout in there for Go Go Loser Ranger, the mangaka of Quintessential Quintuplets.
I'm looking forward to that too. I'm really interested.
And you know a manga is good when it's only on like volume 4 and it already gets an anime adaptation. You know,
it's like slow down.
Yeah, the only thing that I think could top this list, I don't think it's gonna happen this year. Is if Sakamoto Days gets an anime. I think that's the only thing that could trump everything
It's
else.
not going to happen this year.
Yeah, it's not. But when it does, oh my god, it's going to break the world.
Dude, if there was an award show for best manga panel covers, it would win every time.
Oh my god, it's so
every
good.
time. Like its volume covers are like the best every single time. I always stare and read it even though I don't read the series.
It is so good, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy good.
I'm just adding this for us. I'm just adding it because I wanna biggest hope of the year. I want to keep this on like reveals. Like I'm gonna like kind of do like a little prediction of like what could get announced this year.
Oh, what could get announced? Okay.
I am gonna put my hat in the ring, and my biggest hope for the year is a remake of Soul Eater.
I don't think they'll do that until Fire Force is near its completion, and they haven't even.
Well, then let's say new Fire Force season.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope we get a trailer for Fire Force and they announce when it comes out.
I hope.
Because, dude, that needs. I mean, I'm glad it's taking this long.
Yeah.
I don't want them to
rush
jump
it.
the gun
or
anything like that. So I'm glad that they're taking this long on it. But I would like to see a trailer. I'd be really excited for that.
Yeah.
If it's not that, I'm trying to think of what else could possibly be. A trailer for One Piece. A trailer for the One Piece.
Oh my god, for the One Piece remake?
From
Wit?
God,
that would be so good. I don't think it's going to happen, but
maybe at the end of the year.
Maybe at the end of the year, yeah. Maybe.
Even a teaser.
Maybe.
That'd be so cool just to get a glimpse.
I would love Psycho-Pass Season 4 or a new Psycho-Pass movie because I think Providence ended it off like on a very good cliffhanger for like Kogami and Akane Tsunemori to come back.
Yeah.
I would love for them to do a Mob Psycho movie about the Reagan manga. I don't know if they'll do it, but One Punch Man trailer.
Yes, that would be really cool.
Oh my god, we should have talked about in the last Manga Monday show that One created his own animation studio. Murata did. Sorry.
Murata. The mangaka for One Punch Man.
Is he?
The illustrator.
Is he just gonna animate One Punch?
Yeah, for those of you who go check it out on his Twitter, he posted a fan animation of One Punch Man.
We'll talk about it in 2 weeks. We have to remember to talk about that because that is huge. Because that could be the animation studio that's doing One Punch.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. He's literally like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah,
it's like that's crazy.
Drawing manga was too boring for him, and too easy. So he just did it. He's doing animation.
He's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Okay. Let's move on. This is best community response, and I think we talked about this beforehand. I think this is a clear winner here.
Fearin. Just again for what this award is, community award is goes to the fan base and the general audience that involve an anime or a certain moment in an anime, or manga, right? You can go to a manga or manga that came out in 2023. I feel like we gave it to One Piece last year. No, we gave it to who did we give it to last year?
Last year we gave it to Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho, yeah. Are you sure? Because
Love Labors was Mob Psycho. Community was My Hero Academia. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
That's like last place
totally
like
kidding.
every year.
It might have been One Piece.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it might have been One Piece or Attack on Titan. I don't know. But
but this year we give it to Freerun. It's such a very welcoming and positive community, just like it's anime. And it's just like it's just a very calm environment. Everyone just really likes it, and it welcomes a lot of people who. It supports a very Freerun is a very popular series and is doing very well on its own.
Number 1 on my anime list.
But I feel like it's still not. It's not like Spy Family or like everyone is watching this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a niche, more niche.
It is a very humble community who is very supportive of the series, and is very wholesome. I mean, to an extent. Again, I'm surprised that any series is gonna get it's fan fiction and fan art, so
Yeah.
you can't escape that.
You can't escape it.
Unfortunately. But I wanted to give a shout out to Kakurubachi because that was the funniest thing of the year.
That was the funniest. Yeah.
Before the first chapter came out, everyone was calling it.
It's because we saw it everywhere, right? It was like, oh my god.
It was
dude.
manga of the year. It was anime of the year.
Apparently, it's really good too.
Yeah.
You know, it's gotten the supreme voice actor Alex Lee to be voicing Kagurabachi.
Yeah.
It
was like I think it was the best anime meme of the year.
Yeah.
And it was the best thing to happen, the funniest thing to happen.
Oh my god, when it gets an anime adaptation, the world is gonna blow up.
They're gonna call it anime of the year before
it's
it
gonna blow up. Like and I hear it's really good too. Like genuinely, like really good. So it's really exciting that it's like gotten this, like attention.
Yeah.
Because of it.
That was hilarious. I really liked that.
Yeah. That's the funniest moment.
Way to go.
The most wholesome was Furin and the award of a whole, but the most funny moment of the year was Kagurabachi. That was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That was so awesome. Anyway, but yeah, let's go over this. Best anime episode of the year.
Would it fall under? Gear 5. No.
I would actually give it to Sukuna versus Maharaga. That episode was so good. Like genuinely, it was so good.
I don't know, man.
Last year, okay. I guess last year we didn't give it to One Piece 1000. We gave it to Demon Slayer.
We did say best chapter, right? No, we didn't. No, we didn't give it to the Demon Slayer.
Wasn't that the year when
Demon Slayer came out in 2023? Oh my god, Demon Slayer came out in 2023 spring. Yeah.
Yeah, but in 2022 it was the Sound Hashira versus Gyotaro that we gave it to that episode.
That came out in 2022?
That was beginning of 2022. Yeah. So we gave it that. So we will not want to skip out on One Piece this year and just give it to the Gear 5 episode or the episode where Luffy does the final punch on Kaido, which is a very good episode. It's spectacularly animated.
Will we also give this to a manga, or is it just solely to anime manga?
So this is just to anime, and then we also have best chapter.
So we definitely gave Gear 5.
We gave Gear 5
to manga.
To manga, yeah, already.
Yeah.
And if we give it to episode, that's fine. I don't know. Every Jujutsu episode has just been so good, man. Like, personally, for me, I think I would give it to Vinland Saga Season 2, the episode where Thorfinn is climbing out of hell and Askeladd is... The animation of Thorfinn reaching up and screaming and Askeladd screaming at him, climb, like, don't look back. And then he's screaming, and then it all turns into like a kind of Haikyuu moment where everything turns into lines, and then it all just drops, and it immediately turns into just Thorfinn's hand, like looking up, and it's like slowly snowing, and he's on the floor, and Einar is next to him, and it's completely quiet, and then the episode just ends. I was baffled. I was like, this moment could not be adapted better. And it's like, it's so good. Personally for me, it would be that, or it would be Sukuna versus like Jogo, or Sukuna versus Maharaga, or Sukuna versus whatever, like just a god tier animation, all top from bottom,
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't argue with either. I just say that Gear 5 was
Gear
a bigger.
5 up there, yeah.
It
definitely had a bigger impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bigger moment. No, One Piece Episode 1 live action. Just kidding.
All right.
No.
All right.
No, but my hat in the ring, Gear 5. But if you want to pick Sukuna versus Maharaga,
I would give it to Vinland Saga, the Vinland Saga episode.
Let's do it that one.
Yeah,
that was a good episode.
I think some honorable mentions is Furin episode 1. I think that is just such a solid start to the series.
Oshinoko episode 1 was really good.
That was really good.
And it was an hour long. It was really good first episode.
That was really good. That was really good. Maybe the final episode of Demon Slayer. I mean, that was pretty good, but
yeah.
I don't think it reached the same heights of season 2.
No.
Season 3. Let's give it to Vinland Saga.
All right.
All right. Best manga chapter.
I haven't read a lot of manga this year, man.
Yeah, I can
Especially,
I can take this one.
especially
yeah.
current manga.
I would hate to
Except
give
for Chainsaw Man.
except for Chainsaw, but it's been a little bit on a not too hot streak.
Yeah.
Even though the latest chapter was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think in terms of other usually in the past like year it's been like Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu, One Piece, and then My Hero is like down here. But this year I feel like it was My Hero, Jujutsu, One Piece, and Chainsaw Man, and I think that kind of just like
Rotates?
rotates. Yeah.
Yeah.
I it would be funny if we gave it to that infamous chapter in
Nah,
Jujutsu.
I'd win.
Nah, I'd win.
Yeah. that one.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the
And,
actual
yeah.
caption, but
Yeah.
like,
Nah, I'd win is the actual caption. Yeah. But I mean, it's so funny.
yeah, or Fraud Kuna, like,
Fraud Kuda. Yeah, that was the biggest. All the best.
There's a
memes
lot of
came out
funny
of
stuff that
Jujutsu.
happened this year.
Let's
that
yeah.
just reminds me. Jujutsu Kaisen fans are so unserious.
yeah,
Like,
it's so good though. It's so good. But let's.
I think the biggest what do you call it? The biggest denial moment of anime and manga goes to Jujutsu Kaisen when so
when they're
many.
like, okay, so he could come back. And
There was
do-
like I
we d-
saw
we won't say who.
Ben.
but yeah.
I saw various fan chapters of manga of people just doing their own version of what's gonna happen immediately after that. That was just hilarious.
If you want to check it out, go 3 Manga Monday shows ago. We talk about somebody prominent who dies in Jujutsu.
But if you're not reading
Um,
Jujutsu Kaisen the manga, don't go to it.
yeah, don't go to it.
It's
Don't go to it.
spoilers,
Yeah,
but
we won't say.
That
But,
was hilarious.
let's say I'm gonna put out some shout outs. I will say
My Hero?
that
There was a moment that you told me about. I haven't been caught up to My Hero manga, but Ben did tell me a very big moment that happened.
yes, and I don't even want to say like what it's about because then you'll know. But something very prominent happens.
I know,
you
but then you'll know.
Yeah.
But then,
So we get a backstory chapter. We're talking about My Hero. There's a backstory chapter that happens that was very good. There is a kind of return of a hero in that that is very good. There's another return of a hero that's very good. So yeah, you could give it to My Hero. I think Jujutsu Kaisen, if you're throwing your hat in the ring, I think that the big fight that happened this year, everybody knows it, right? Sukuna versus Gojo. Everybody knows that it happened, right? Sorry if you're spoiled here, but it happened. I won't tell you the outcome of it or what happened, but it happened this year. I forget his name. Takaba, I think, is the funny guy from Jujutsu Kaisen versus the guy who's controlling Geto. That made a lot of memes that happened, and that was just brilliant because you could tell that Gege Takaba is a self-insert for Gege, and he has a lot of like really heart-wrenching moments that are really good. If you're talking about One
Piece?
I would hate to give it to One Piece again, but I think it had the best chapter of the year.
there was
couple
another
weeks
backstory
ago.
moment, right?
I
think I know about this. Yeah, unfortunately.
It was like, dude, it was just like that chapter. The span of those 3 chapters were just like it like tears me up just thinking about it, man. Like it was the complete story of One Piece just coming full circle.
Yeah.
And you're like, this character that I didn't care about at all, and I was like, I don't see the obsession about this character, became like my second or favorite character of One Piece in a single chapter. And I was just like, this character has so much depth to him, so much like there, like in the lore and story of One Piece, and you're just like, we've only ever seen him as like cold, stone-faced. But dude, there is a moment where he's running and you know his life is going to end, and he's running and you see him running and suffering, and it's this page of him just running and running until the final moment, and you see his daughter and she's bawling her eyes out, learning of his story because she didn't know what happened to him.
It's probably One Piece then, right?
It's probably One Piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll give it to One Piece.
Yeah, One Piece chapter.
Once again, best chapter.
One Piece chapter 1101. That's the chapter.
That's when it happened?
That's the chapter. Yeah. Chapter 1101 or 1102 or chapter 1100. You can give it to either of those, but they are deserving of it. Jujutsu and My Hero, they're a good shout out, but no, it's that. But yeah.
All right.
Okay. Best live action adaptation.
One Piece would be the biggest.
One Piece would be the obvious answer, but I think it's Yu Yu Hakusho.
Really? Have you seen that?
I watched a couple of episodes. It's the best live action adaptation ever.
Really?
It genuinely, like, the One Piece live action I watched and I went, okay, like this is a one-time thing. This isn't gonna be. But Yu Yu Hakusho makes me go like, as a live action adaptation hater, I'm like, okay, maybe they can do it. Maybe they can do more of this. It's good, man. It's really good. Yeah,
all right, I'm glad to hear it.
Spectacular. I think that's the best one. But what do you think?
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of it.
Was there any other that came out this year? That movie that Toei did
No, that one, no. The dragon, whatever. I don't know. It's called something dragon.
with Sean P.
No.
And he's like saying like Marvel level lines, like he's like, he's right behind me, isn't he? Or something like that.
Yeah, no.
Jeez.
Yeah, the One Piece was like the only thing that I saw.
Okay.
It was okay. I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
Best conclusion
To a series?
to a series or a manga or anything.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I think those are good.
Let's just do
ending.
that. Yeah.
I was very surprised on how many people, especially anime onlys, liked the ending.
Yeah.
I guess it goes to show. I mean, it's a different vibe when you read the manga.
I like the anime ending better than the manga ending.
Yeah.
I think that it hit better for me in the anime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this parts with Eren like crying and saying that he killed his mom, I'm still like, why did you do this? Like, you could have just not said it, and just like not done that. But I mean, I like the sentiment. I know a lot of people were like, so all of this was for nothing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, dude.
Oh, we mean like the very last.
Yeah, at the very end, and it's like, so all of this was for nothing. Everybody just goes to war anyway, and I'm like, dude, this is like, basically, this whole story, it follows a different pathway of like German history, and like it turns into the world history. And the history of the world and the history of war is that it will always come back, and like it just kills and kills and kills and destroys. Eren was only protecting his friends.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What the anime made me realize, it was never about peace. It was never about ending Titans. It was never about any of that. At the very end, Eren is a selfish person, and the ultimate thing, what he wanted, no matter the cost, no matter how long, as with all within his power, he wanted peace for his friends and for them to die and live a long life happily, whether he was there or not. And that's what he did.
And that's what he did, and that's what he achieved.
He won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He won. You're absolutely right. He won. He won.
Even and that can go for every single person in the for like the few generations that we saw by the end of the series, because I'm pretty sure they all died happily before the wars that we saw in the very end. Like,
he is a monster.
Yeah.
And he realizes it, and he knows what he's done, but he did it for a small respite of peace.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, like in the manga, I think we could have waited a little bit in the story for there to be like the Jaegerists like uprising and taking over the world. I think there could have been peace for a little longer, and then war comes up again, and then the end happens and the cycle begins again.
Yeah.
And I just think that that's just like, it's just like, that's just human history. And I think that writing as Isayama went, if you forget your history, if you forget what happened in the past, you're just gonna be doomed to repeat it. And that's what the entire even first part was. They didn't know their history, so they were doomed to repeat a war because they didn't know the history, which is so spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan is really good. Really good. I mean, obviously.
Hot take, but
hot take.
But
I like Attack on Titan.
Yeah. Hot take. If you want more spicy takes, make sure you hit subscribe. You're not seeing any of the. We're going crazy out here.
Yeah, we're going ham.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're going crazy. Best opening. What do you think? I think it's the first opening for Jujutsu.
I was gonna say the exact same
Yeah.
thing. That's just. I think it's much better than the second one. I like the second one,
You are
and
my
yes,
special.
it's a fresher vibe than your
Yeah.
usual rock songs that we get from with almost every shonen anime opening.
Yeah.
But it's just the first one. It just does it too well.
I think the specials ruined it for me when they played it, like when Yuji was
when
crying.
Yuji was crying.
Because it was just like I was so excited to hear that voice actor's performance because he was like on the ground like sobbing, and I was like, oh. And then they played it, and I went, I know why you did that.
Here's a hot take.
I know why you did that, but also,
Here's a hot take. I don't think it was. I think that was a bad choice to put that opening there. I think you could have just put the ending there.
I don't even think that's a hot take. I think everybody thinks that, right?
I feel like people.
I know
I
a
feel
lot
like
of people. I understand the choice because the song of it is supposed to be like Sukuna mocking Yuji, but I mean also like just let the voice actor act and then just end the episode quiet. And that like leaving an episode quiet, just like we talked about with Vinland Saga earlier, leaving an episode after something awesome happens quiet and then ending it just makes the like people sit there and go like what now? What do I do with my life?
yeah.
You know,
It was like at the last fight of Demon Slayer season 2, and it didn't change the
Oh my
visuals.
God.
It just showed the fire
Oh my
slowly
God.
dying down.
oh my God, yes, that
Yeah.
was the best episode of 2022.
Yeah.
Sorry, episode 1000 of One Piece. Now you reminded me. It's the best episode of 2022. It's spectacular. And we watched it in theaters this year. Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, we saw it in theaters. Yeah.
Oh my God, that might be best movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
No,
right?
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. I agree with you. I would say it was either the first one or it was specials because I like specials a lot.
Yeah.
What else? What else came out this year? The
Oshinoko's opening is such a
Yeah.
bop.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Such a bop. I really like the second My Hero opening that came out this year.
Really didn't like that opening, bro. I really hated that opening.
No. You liked the remember the one we reacted to on our channel, the one by
It was
Eve?
alright.
Yeah,
It was
I really
alright.
liked it.
I hated the second opening for
yeah.
that season.
The first opening you hated. It was the second one that you liked. The first one was the
one with
and it was really
Oh
bad.
yeah.
The second one was
That one I hated.
was the bum bum bum.
That was alright.
bum.
It
I
was okay.
love that one.
It
Hell's
was-
Paradise opening was a bop. Dun, 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 na, 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 na. That was
That's
such
really
a
good.
good opening.
Yeah.
Such a good opening.
Vinland Sagas was pretty good.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a hat in the ring. Psychopath Providence's opening theme.
I haven't heard that.
the-
I don't remember it.
Yeah,
I mean,
the down, 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 sun. It's really good. It's really good. I think that was good. A Spy Family opening would be hard. The dun 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 dun.
I haven't-
Dun, 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 dun. You
sorry,
haven't seen
spoiler
that?
warning. I
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen the new Spy Family season.
I haven't either. I just watched the opening.
Okay.
We watched the openings together. We reacted to it.
Oh, I did.
We've seen a lot of.
I don't
openings.
remember.
We've seen a lot of openings this year. The Fearin' opening was really good. The Link Click opening was good. Remember that where he's like falling off the building and going back and forth.
Mushoku Tensei was pretty good. I don't think it needs opening. I feel like they should have done what they did in season 1 and just do like a
Yeah.
instrumental, like show the world. But I give it to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, let's just give it to Jujutsu. That was all
The
for-
first
yeah.
opening.
Best ED. It wasn't used in the anime, but the Attack on Titan ED, like that they kind of made, like with the animation of like
Yeah,
Mikasa and
it was-
Aaron's
it was-
other life.
It was
you
by
know?
Linked Horizon 2,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that one because that's one of the only few ones that I remember. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
What was Jujutsu Kaisen's first ED sound like? I'm pretty sure I remember it once I hear it.
Oh, I don't remember. It was just sad, but this one's a lot better. Like the second one is a lot better. Here, let me pull it up and I'll cut this out. I just think it's so good. And
Yeah.
it's like we watched it was Yuji like walking and remember it was when they were like taking the pictures and it was Itadori, Megumi and Nobara and
That was
this
this is the second one, right?
is the second one, yeah, and they were like taking and it actually looks like somebody took a camera and like made it look like, you know, like it was like friends along the town. That one's my favorite, but I'd be down to give it to the new Attack on Titan one. But
Yeah, it's either one. It's your pick.
yeah, I'll give it to the Jujutsu one,
Alrighty.
just because I like that one hits really emotionally for me. I really love that song, but yeah, I really like it. Edgar, what's the best soundtrack this year?
Attack on Titan.
It's probably Attack on Titan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's either Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, or Frieren, but I think it should be Attack on Titan. Like, oh my God, when Mikasa and Levi were going like in that animated moment, and they were like, the music was so hype.
Or
my
Demon
God,
Slayer
it's
has a good Demon Slayer soundtrack. Is
Demon
pretty
Slayer
good.
has a good soundtrack. I mean, if season 6, I liked the soundtrack for My Hero still. I mean, that composer still clap cheeks.
So shout out to Radwimps for the soundtrack to Suzume, because they not only did the songs, the lyrical songs, but they did the.
Let's
actual
give it to
soundtrack.
Suzume. Let's give it to Suzume.
That soundtrack's really good.
Dude, the skies over Tokyo.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's Suzume. It's Suzume.
And by the way, for preference, we have not seen Boy and the Heron. I heard the soundtrack for that is amazing, but I'm just gonna leave it out because we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
We'll watch it.
We'll watch it in a few weeks, and we'll tell you, and then we'll tell you where it kind of goes on this list as a revision. But it's Suzume.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Suzume soundtrack.
And
amazing.
also, does that count as an opening? The or should we just count that as a soundtrack?
Just count that as a soundtrack.
Okay, good, because that actually might clap the cheeks of the Jujutsu one.
Yeah. That song is really good.
Best animation studio. I in terms of success, it's MAPPA this year. I would give it to MAPPA because of the animators.
For the work, not because
of the work. Not because of what the higher ups have done to the animators.
Yeah.
I would say that
probably their worst year, like
for that stuff.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, all the stuff with the Jujutsu animators like going on Twitter and oh my God, that was so awful. I want to give a shout out to Science Seru for Scott Pilgrim. If they knock it out of the park for Dan to Dan, I think that they will definitely be huge that year. I don't think that Ufotable had as big of a year as they did in 2022.
Is this basically our best animation?
Yeah.
Do we have a best animation?
No, this is best animation studio, best animation probably.
Probably give it to MAPPA just for the Attack on Titan's final part scene.
And Vinland Saga.
Yeah,
Vinland Saga was good too.
I think
and the Jujutsu. it has to be MAPPA. They just had an absolute banging year.
Yeah.
Who
does Frieren? Is it Madhouse? Is it Studio Madhouse that does Frieren?
I think it is Studio Madhouse. If I would give it
You've seen
to
Frieren and all of MAPPA's work, so it's up to you.
It's MAPPA. I mean, it's just like so many bangers. But it's just like
this was not a banger. And I know bangers.
And
have
I
you
know
seen
bangers.
Have you seen that video?
I've seen that video. It's just so good. It's so hard not to give it to MAPPA. So it's MAPPA. Yeah.
What else we got?
Labor of Love. And this is
MAPPA with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because do they like that series? Man, they clearly have a favorite, and it's Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen is their baby. It's the thing that really put them on the map. And I think the animation team just have such a good idea. And the animation team, like, they are so good at, sometimes when like a new season happens and you're like, okay, the animation studio is like changing the style to kind of fit with the mangaka and how they changed. Like Haikyuu, I really didn't like when Haikyuu did it, when they changed like the animation style to a more fitting of the manga.
Man, I feel like that's a trend that's happening now. My Hero has not done that. Wit wasn't doing that when they were handling
Attack on
Titan.
Yeah.
Only MAPPA did that because they were MAPPA and it was a different studio.
Yeah, MAPPA tries to stay as close to the manga as they can, which I think can sometimes hinder.
It was just a very quick change because from season 1 and 2 and from the film, it was a very different style.
Yeah. But what people don't talk about enough is that MAPPA, they are slowly like changing the style of Jujutsu to fit more of what the manga looks like now. Like it slowly changes in like some moments.
I feel like it's a complete 180. Like just from right after the movie to season 2, it was a complete different change. And people were saying that it was.
But that was because that was stylized because it was from Gojo's perspective, and that's how he sees the world. Because it went back to the
just a little. I would argue it still bled through.
Yeah, it's gonna change a little bit, over time. But I mean, I think like you'll see moments like that Yuji, that Yuji face that became a meme where he's like, where he's like realizing what Sukuna did.
Yeah.
But you'll see like his jaw isn't as defined and like fine. It's like more of like blocky, which is kind of more how Gege has turned into as a mangaka.
Yeah.
Which I think is great. So yeah, it's labor of love for Jujutsu Kaisen. Either that Madhouse with Frieren.
Yeah.
I would be down to give it 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's give it to Jujutsu again.
Just give it all to Jujutsu. It's just a Jujutsu award.
It's just the Jujutsu award. Best antagonist and protagonist. I think protag has to go to Thorfinn. I don't think it can go to anybody else. Maybe Frieren from Frieren. Maybe what's her face from Apothecary Diaries has been a really good protagonist, but I think none of them touch the. We have to give it to Thorfinn. It's the Farmland Saga. It's some of the greatest manga and anime writing and character development.
It was the best character. Yeah,
it's the best. He's the best, hands down.
Yeah.
It was a big year for female protagonists, and I feel bad not giving it to one of the female protagonists, but it has to be Thorfinn.
Yeah, Thorfinn just has one of the. It's kind of not fair. It's like.
Yeah.
It was like Demon Slayer's season 2 being given every award at the time when it was hitting it.
Best antagonist, I think, is probably Sukuna. He's just had so many banger moments. Or it could be Toji. Toji was so good. He really took the anime world by storm, didn't he?
Yeah, dude.
Like I loved all the TikToks that came out of it, like deadbeat dad going to go beat up like some high schoolers.
Yeah.
And he does it like without question.
He's like Toji being one of the only characters in the verse to not have the power system and yet be one of the strongest like characters in the entire league. Like
he's the male Maki, like he, I think he was.
No,
really
Maki
good.
is the female him.
It's the female him. Yeah,
what are you talking about? Like,
you're absolutely right. The best antagonist from Hell's Paradise hasn't shown up yet, because the Tau people aren't very menacing, but
they are very threatening though.
Yeah, but they're really good.
And I feel like they haven't shown a lot of them. I feel like they haven't. They're strong. They haven't.
They haven't had shown their best of the ability yet from the manga. But the best antagonist of that series is the leading Asemon. Yeah. And he hasn't. He showed up.
I saw him. I just saw a glimpse of him. And I was like, woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spectacular. So good.
Yeah.
I mean, you could give it to Eren, but he just didn't talk or do a lot. He just kind of. He was more of a. I
feel like if you haven't split up as much as you have, we have a whole rounded. We're only just getting bits and pieces, and we're just getting the very tail end of Eren's character. And I feel like most of what he's done already has been decided since the beginning of season 4. So we've given it to him there multiple times. So I feel like giving it to him here wouldn't really matter as much or count.
Yeah, I'll say best antagonist is probably Sukuna. Yeah. I mean, that's just probably he did the most, I feel like. Stole the show character.
Toji.
Yeah, it's Toji.
We just talked about him.
It's either Toji or it's who really you really popped off a little bit was Jogo. Like the internet loves Jogo now.
Jogo's only because he's a meme.
He's a part of the meme. Stand proud, you're strong. That's the big meme from him.
No, but no, the meme is that he only wants to fight. What was it? What was the second? God. He always goes against the weakest characters and always leaves and always dips right before he has to fight the main character.
I always forget he gives Maki like her burns. I always forget that he's the one that does that.
Yeah.
I will say Toto's entrance in the new Jujutsu season was like pretty big, was pretty hype. But
it's Toji.
It's Toji.
It is God, dude, he's so good.
So good. He's so good. The fact that he's so cocky when he says, "Yeah, I killed Gojo Satoru," and it's like we're like, dude, that's a teenager you just killed.
One of my favorite I don't know. I don't know if you're on TikTok a lot, but
Not too much,
Jujutsu
yeah.
Kaisen has the Jujutsu Kaisen TikTok edits are its own genre
Oh,
because
really?
there are so many, like so many edits that were
Jeez.
so awesome and so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And the "He's Back" soundtrack on TikTok Sound with Toji just matches so well, and man, it was so good.
Yeah.
You should check it out. I'll show you
Okay,
what I'm talking
okay.
about. But man, it's just Toji all
Okay.
around.
Okay. By the way, the lead character of Apothecary Diaries is Mao Mao. She's really great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about best ship. I think the best ship for me probably. Yeah, I know you haven't watched it, but it's the two people from Frieren. You've seen them, Alexa. Stop. Anyway, the two people from Frieren, Fern, the red-haired guy, and I forget the girl, the purple-haired girl. You've seen them, right?
Does she also have a red F name?
Yeah, she might. I don't know, but yeah, they're really good.
Okay.
I mean, there's not really much else. I mean, everybody else is like they're like destined to be together, like Apothecary Diaries, the two in there.
I'm trying to think who else. I'm trying to think of romance anime.
I mean, 100 girlfriends that really, really love you. Did you see, like, on Anime Corner, like it was, like, best ships of the week, and it was, like, him with all, like, 10 girls.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just give it to them, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can give it to him. Him and all of his girlfriends.
I don't know how well. I haven't watched most of it, but
It's
I know what's
good.
going on.
It's good. I hear it's very good, and apparently
Gets the girlfriend and her mom.
apparently
like,
the season ends with a
whoa.
with a scene.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
I saw the scene and I was like,
This allowed?
I was like, is this allowed?
Yeah.
I was like, excuse me.
Wow.
Anyway, but yeah,
That's hilarious.
100 Girlfriends That Really Really Love You is a sleeper hit of this year. So yeah, that's it. Now we're getting to some of the bigger ones. Best new anime of the year, it's Frieren, and it's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Frieren.
guess last year we changed this because last year we did best original anime.
Yeah.
But this one we just did best new anime, and the best new anime this year is Frieren. I can't even think of an original anime that came out this year.
No.
I guess you could give it to Oshinoko.
No. It's not. It's based off a manga.
I know, not original. I'm just talking about new.
Oh.
Like it was just a new series.
Oh yeah.
Hell's Paradise has a shout. But I think it's Frieren.
If you were to count, if we were doing original, you can count Scott Pilgrim as an original because it's doing something completely different from the comics.
Oh yeah,
Scott
yeah,
Pilgrim,
that could.
I loved that anime.
I-
If there was
I-
any, if
yeah.
I could give it any award, I would. But I just feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't. I feel like everything that we've given it to clearly deserves it.
Yeah.
But shout out Scott Pilgrim, it's so great.
Yeah, shout out to Scott Pilgrim, and yeah, definitely. I know that they said the only season 1. I think they should do a season 2, but that's just me.
I don't think so.
Or at least a special.
If you watched it, I don't think it
I only watched the first 2 episodes. which
Yeah,
I really
but
liked.
once you finished it, you're like, yeah,
Nah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's its own thing.
Okay, good. But yeah, best new anime probably Frieren, with a big emphasis on Oshinoko, probably.
Yeah.
Best film once again.
Suzume.
We have not seen.
We have not seen
Boy and the
Heron, but Suzume.
You'll say Suzume. I'll say Psychopath Providence. This is the only thing I'll actually give myself.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but I saw the film 5 times, and I enjoyed it every time. I genuinely did, and I thought I was.
It
gonna
was
get
the
sick of
most
it.
memorable moment in the theater because of how bizarre it was,
Yeah.
hearing your voice and saying like,
Yeah.
"Hey."
I think
right
the
here.
film like ended really well, and I think Suzume, although it's spectacular, I don't think it is the best of who's the creator of these films?
Makoto Shinkai.
Yeah, Makoto Shinkai. I don't think it's his best film,
Yeah.
and I think Psychopath Providence is probably the best since Psychopath
Isn't it-
1.
By the way, even though we haven't seen it, isn't it hilarious that we've been hearing the same thing from Miyazaki? Like, yeah, this isn't his best, but 10 out of 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't that funny? I've been hearing that all the time.
Yeah, like this is his best, but 10 out of 10 still. Yeah, and it's like the exact same thing for Suzume. I think these two are in desperate need of doing their own thing. I think Miyazaki, didn't or came out of retirement because he was like, this isn't the best. I want to leave on the best.
Or maybe
you
he's
know?
just that bored. Retirement is that
Yeah.
boring for him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Shout out.
Shinkai needs to do a film not about romance, right? Like he needs, because that's the whole thing.
I mean, he kind of.
Suzume
yes, isn't.
He kind of did.
We've
had this argument.
Yeah, it was a
but-
hint,
but,
man.
Yeah,
It
was a hint. But it was like the editors was like, but you have to have a boy and a girl, like kind of a love little thing, because that's your thing. And he needs to back away from that. And I think that's when he'll really go ham. You know.
Shout out, if we're doing Japanese any content film, Godzilla.
Godzilla minus.
Man, that
Godzilla.
movie was so
That
good.
might be the best movie of the year, bro.
Yeah, like
So good.
that was the best time I've had.
Yeah.
Best time I had
But
in a movie.
we'll give it to Suzume.
Yeah.
Even though I think Psycho-Pass was very good. Weekly manga of the year. Last year we gave it to One Piece. I think if we're thinking of the final few chapters of the year, we have to give it to One Piece. However, I think Egghead did not reach some of the height of One Piece.
Was it
at
you
the
that said
beginning
it?
of the year?
Because I remember seeing someone say that if depending on how it ends, it could be the best arc in One Piece.
That was me.
Yeah.
I said Egghead as of right now is the best arc in One Piece, just because of all the cutaways. But a lot of that stuff happened
Outside of what's happening in the arc. basically,
Yeah.
technically.
I just think that a lot of the moments, I don't want to give it to One Piece this year, because I think next year it will be One Piece, just of how it has started off this year. I just think it's so good, and it's really what this year was for One Piece was, here's what happened in all of One Piece. You're fully caught up now on all the characters, on all the story events, on everything. Now let's go.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I think that now Oda's like, let's do it, motherfuckers.
He's just-
Excuse my bourgeoisie, but
He's just getting
like,
started.
He's just getting started. Yeah, he's like, let's do this. This is One Piece. This is everything. You know it all now. You're completely caught
Is this
up.
the new saga?
Let's do this.
Is this the beginning of a new saga?
This is the start of the final saga.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like, let's do this, man.
Wow.
And I think we're in for a spectacular year. So I don't want to give it to One Piece. I think My Hero Academia ended the year off so strongly, but the beginning of the year was very weak with the Uraraka stuff that was going on.
I think that was where I dropped off of the manga.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm kind of.
Jujutsu Kaisen, banger after banger, except for that one chapter that everybody was a little bit up in arms with. But every chapter has been a banger. I still enjoyed that chapter. I want Gege to explain a little bit more what happened, but I still think it's very good.
Yeah, I can't think.
Chainsaw Man, I don't think was this good this year. I'm gonna throw the hat in for Dan to Dan, because I think every chapter I read is just so good. It's so well drawn. Yeah, if it's not Dan to Dan, it's either Jujutsu or One Piece. But I feel like we stay in that realm of Jujutsu, One Piece, My Hero, Chainsaw Man, and I would like to this year kind of venture out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because I think that I think at points of this year, every manga had peak and it's okay. I think Dan to Dan is like every chapter continuously like, and sometimes I forget to read Dan to Dan, so I read it like in bunches, like in 4 chapters, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. I wish there was more. You know, I personally am gonna give it to Dan to Dan. Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. Best monthly manga is One Punch.
Man?
Is One Punch monthly? We gave it to One Punch again last year.
I mean, how many monthly? Boruto.
Vinland Saga is still going on. Vinland Saga has been very good recently, and that's heating up. Boruto. Don't get me started on Boruto fans, man. When they were like, "Oh, this is the greatest time skip of all time," and I'm like, "You just got a character
best
design."
yearly manga.
Yeah.
If Togashi keeps up with it, Hunter x Hunter, best yearly manga.
Best yearly
one volume a year, baby. If he does it,
best yearly manga, Berserk, the Berserk team.
Yeah. Nah, but I probably.
Yeah, it's probably One Punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably One Punch. Yeah, okay, I'm down with that. Once again, 2 years in a row, One Punch. All right, this is the big one. Anime of the year. I think, in talking with everything that we did, I think that there are 3 stellar things that came out this year that I think are for a shout.
I can't put. I've never finished. I haven't finished a lot of these anime, and I apologize because I've been saying, because I haven't finished a lot of these. But I'll let you decide it. But I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna gestating on the reviews and on how people reacted, and based on the clips and everything that's been discussed, and on what I think will be chosen. Here's what I think will be the contenders for.
Okay.
And I'm talking about Crunchyroll Awards because this is what I think of what they'll choose and what I think should be on there. Oshinoko.
Yep.
Frieren.
Yep.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yep. Vinland
Saga.
Yep.
And the last one, I don't think Attack on Titan would qualify because it's such a weird.
If it's going off of what they said, it could be Mob Psycho. I mean, also. Also remember, like it's weird. Like it shouldn't be that way.
Our awards, no, but on Crunchyroll, Mob Psycho will be included along with Chainsaw Man and along with My Hero. But no.
Vinland Saga might not even be eligible. I don't know. This is stupid. Crunchyroll. Just redo it. It's okay if you skip over Chainsaw Man and Mob Psycho. I understand that people might get angry, but it's stupid. Just do the year, please.
Just do the entirety. Do like the Oscars and every other award does.
I work for you. I love you guys so much.
I mean, not the dubs. It's just the marketing.
I know. I love you guys. I really do. We work in the same building. Please change it. Please, for the love of God. But yeah.
Pluto. Big shout out. Man, was that a great series. And man, Netflix, you did it dirty by just releasing everything like you usually do. Just all at once. Don't do that. Because it was so good. Pluto's really good and needs to be talked about.
It does. Dub and sub. So good.
Yeah.
So good. But yeah, I think there are 3 that, or maybe 4, that have really just knocked the world over. You know, first one I'm going to put out is Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga has won every award so far in terms of Anime of the Year. It won IGN Anime of the Year. It won an Anime of the Year award someplace in Japan, and it won another Anime of the Year award someplace else. I forgot, but there were big contests for him, and deservedly so. Right? I think it was spectacular. Do I think it was animated to its highest ability? No. Do I wish that Wit kept it?
It's best storytelling, definitely.
But the storytelling, it's undeniable, and I think honestly, if you're watching this for the first time, like without reading the manga, it's undoubtedly the best of the year.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. I think we often forget how good because of the arc that's happening right now.
I feel like it met the hype, but it was definitely overhyped at the same time. Because I feel like people were just talking about it too much. But I like seeing people react to this series and watch it for the first time and say, man, I have never seen this much action done so well. Back and forth. And that's just how great this season has been.
I will also say like you have to even remember that Gojo's backstory arc was so good. Like that alone I would still nominate for Anime of the Year. And the fact that wasn't even the best part, of that season is just goes to show how spectacular it was. There are so many fights that we haven't even talked about so far. We haven't even talked about
Spy Family?
No, we haven't even talked about. I'm talking about fights in the. We haven't talked about Itadori versus Shoko, which is such a good. The guy who's Choso. Sorry, not Shoko. Choso. Thank you. You're like, who the hell? Choso was the guy. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Choso. There's so many Japanese names. I'm yelling out right now. Choso is the guy who has like a panic attack when he figures out. That was
That was
another
a funny
meme.
meme.
And then like it turns into the cat going like
Oh.
you know. Another good meme this year was Akira, leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Ah!
We should have done a version of that.
Yeah.
But Kagurabachi was the
Yeah,
best.
that was.
Kagurabachi was
Yeah.
the best meme.
Yeah, we could do best meme of the year next year.
Best anime meme of the year.
But yeah, so Choso versus Itadori, which was such a. Then you had Todo Itadori versus
Mahito.
Mahito. Mahito was a menace this year too.
No, but
like-
Gojo versus Toji is like
Yeah, Gojo versus Toji was spectacular as well. Sukuna versus Maharaga. Sukuna versus
everyone.
Jogo. Like literally, yeah, dude, it's just like Toji versus Megumi and like against the rabbits. That was spectacular as well. I'm just
I like
saying-
I thought for a second I thought you didn't even say Megumi. Toji versus the rabbits.
Yeah.
Like
I said Megumi too.
okay,
But yeah.
no, but I was like in my mind,
yeah.
I was like I didn't hear you say Megumi, so I'm like Toji versus the rabbits.
The
man.
rabbit, yeah. Have you seen that that meme? That's like it's the Sukuna and Jogo meme where he's like, "Stand proud, you're strong," but it's the rabbit talking to Toji, and he's like, "Stand proud," and Toji's like, "What is this?" and he's crying.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. But yeah, there's so many fights this season that I kind of the way that the Shibuya arc went is kind of the way I wish that the My Hero Academia season 6 went, because during the manga we talked about all the fights that happened and we were like, dude, there's so many fights, and for them to animate it, and it just didn't get that same treatment, which is
But
which
I
is
would argue,
fine,
but I mean, this might be a bias in my sense, just because I don't feel that passionate about My Hero.
yeah,
But from a technical, critical standpoint, I think that in not just in terms of fights and writing, but just in writing in general, Jujutsu Kaisen has a bit of an upper hand against My Hero, and that's why the fights just hit differently.
yeah, I agree. But
but
also, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, just Jujutsu Kaisen. I was just gonna say, just in general, was a knockout out of the park.
Yeah. And you can tell how good it is off of how many memes it's creating.
Yeah.
And it was a meme factory, bro. Like Jujutsu. I love that there was this meme that was like Gege creating literally a perfect arc. And I'm gonna talk about a little bit more about how I actually think it might be a perfect arc. It was like Gege writing a perfect arc, and then he's like, there's nothing bad in here. I need to write something bad. And he writes the Mei scene.
Yeah.
like with their like brother or something.
Oh yeah.
Awful. And it's like, yeah, I was hoping the anime didn't do it, but they did it, and it's awful.
But I think
yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen takes the hat because finally the protagonist decided to show up. I don't know why Gege writes the stories like really weird. He writes the protagonist like as a prequel and then like introduces him later in the series. Really weird. I'm talking about Yuta.
You're talking about
Yuta? The protagonist finally
Yuta
showed up.
did show up, and
that was a meme too.
that was-
Like
yeah,
the
that was
protagonist
a meme.
finally
Yeah,
showed up.
shows
Like,
up. Yeah, and I love his face at the end. At the end, where he's like, he cut off my friend's arm, so I'll get to kill Yuji Itadori.
Yeah.
And of course, that's a guy.
I forgot
It's so awesome.
that what's his face was in
Yeah.
it. I forgot what his name was. The cursed speech user.
Yeah, the cursed speech user.
Inomaki. There you go, something like that.
You're better at these names than me. I'm so bad at.
It's because they're all
you know.
Japanese. They're not like
Yeah.
Deku,
Inomaki,
Bakugo, All
Yeah,
Might.
I'm good at usually good at jujitsu names. It's just every time I get on camera, I'm like,
It's just
Shoko.
It's just the more Japanese
Yeah.
they sound, like the worse you'll have it. That's why good luck with like slice of life or romance anime, because they're just all legit Japanese names.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But I think
we've gushed about jujitsu enough. Let's move on to some other candidates. I would say Frieren has a good shout. It is, like we said earlier, it has taken the world completely by storm. Not everybody's watching Frieren, but everybody is loving Frieren who has watched it. And personally, in the space that I work in terms of like dubbing, it's the most loved show of the year so far.
Yeah.
Especially from the folks that I know. It deserves a shout. I don't think it's the anime of the year, but
I would give it to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
And you would probably put Vinland Saga.
I think I would give it to Jujutsu as well. Here's the thing. I think Vinland Saga has a better arc coming. I think the Baltic Sea War is the best arc of Vinland Saga.
Well, really?
Yeah, the Baltic
Wow.
Sea War. I think Farmland Saga is the best written arc, and has the best character development. I think the Baltic Sea War is the war arc of Vinland Saga, and I think it's so good. Because
I'm trying to think.
Because Thorfinn comes face to face with basically the man who killed.
Well, here's
his
the thing.
father,
Well, let's not confuse the audience.
Yeah.
If for some reason, no, yeah, let's not confuse the audience. I don't think that it'll have more action than season 1 did, but it's definitely more of the Vinland Saga that you recognize.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
No, it definitely is. Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot more action in it, but Thorfinn doesn't exactly.
I think in terms of story, in terms of character writing, Vinland Saga takes it. But the thing that Jujutsu has over it is that every episode I wanted to tune in. Even episodes that I was like,
I don't remember it being
like,
this good.
Like, I was like,
I'm
not gonna enjoy this. This isn't our favorite part. But there was a Manga Monday show where me and Edgar were like, we were excited to watch Mekumaru versus
Dude.
what's his face?
Mahito.
Mahito, yeah. And we were both like, we're just gonna watch this episode just on the side, and we're gonna talk during it. And we were eating our canes, and we were glued to the screen because of how the animators like used reference Gurren Lagann and referenced
Neon Genesis, Evangelion.
and Evangelion, and like, dude, it's just like even the small moments, it just went to town in. I think the highest of the highs goes to Vinland Saga, but overall, anime of the year, it has to be Jujutsu.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it was spectacular. That the animators are such perfectionists that they go on Twitter and they're like, I did this hand animation wrong. I feel like the worst person in the world. I'm awful. I'm the worst animator.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, chill out. Like, dude, like I get it, but and I understand that if you weren't rushed, you would be able. But you've created the anime of the year.
Yeah,
like, it's spectacular.
Not Mappa, the animators.
Yeah,
you know?
I think what Vinland Saga does have over it is that it gives the emotional moments and the voice actors the moments to really take their emotional moments by the balls and really use music and use quiet moments to really fixate on that. But I think, of course we have the specials moment, but I think even still, dude, we talked about it, Ghetto's moment, like we were talking about it when we went to go watch Oppenheimer. Like we were like at the end of that arc, we were like, I'm excited to see more of Ghetto. And we're like, oh no, he's dead. Like we're like, he's dead. The moment when he's in the shower and the showers turn into applause. Yeah, and Vinland Saga is close, but for different reasons.
I saw one video that's like, Jujutsu Kaisen's power system is something a 5-year-old would create, because it's like, mine's the most powerful. Like, no, it's like, it's like, I feel like that's just basically what happens.
I mean, Gege really bends the rules. Like he's have you seen that meme? Once again, another Jujutsu meme where he's like me reading Jujutsu Kaisen. If one barrier is in front of another barrier, but then that one barrier is inside of it and it's stronger than. Huh?
I feel like,
and he's like, let me read that again. He's like,
I feel like if we're to give the most yapping award to a mangaka, it's Gege. It's like, what is bro yapping about?
The anime does a better job of like explaining it, though. I will say, like when I read Gojo's like power in the manga for the first time, I went, huh? But then I watched it in the anime and I went, oh, I actually get it more.
Well, here's the thing. I still don't. I don't get how you. I understand Gojo's power system, and I get I get Gojo's power, and I get the power system in Jujutsu Kaisen. I just don't understand how you go from A to B.
Yeah,
I just don't.
Get you.
I don't. How do you get the?
But I will say the whole point of the series is that
there isn't a point.
Jujutsu High. Yeah, exactly.
Even with the plot. Where are we going?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's the moral? We talked about this last time.
There is no moral, and it's still spectacular. It's like Vinland Saga is the most like morally.
There's no goal.
There's
Jujutsu,
it just isn't.
Yeah.
And, but here's the thing: is that I think a big part of the story is that the higher ups at Jujutsu High have suppressed really complicated powers. That's why at the beginning we see powers like Nobara, we see powers like Megami, we see powers like Geto, but whereas when the culling games happen and these random people start getting jujitsu powers, it becomes more and more complicated. Like we've seen the most complicated. Literally, there is a power. I think it's Takaba.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. There's a power that literally anything he thinks is funny will happen. So like if he takes you to an alternate universe because he thinks it's like the most hilarious thing in the planet, it happens. Like, and he's supposed to be like just as powerful as Gojo. So it's just
Wouldn't
like,
it be funny if Gojo died?
yeah, wouldn't it be funny if Gojo came back? Never mind. Anyway, but
Cut that out.
Yeah, cut that out. Yeah,
Uh,
sorry guys. Anyway, but yeah, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. I agree with you. It just the fact and the fact that it sold it for me was even like things in the manga like Mekumaru, like that moment were just like so spectacular.
Yeah.
Like from top to bottom. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, sorry we glazed so much on Jujutsu Kaisen, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's what happens when the most popular just happens to be the best.
Yeah. That is, yeah. And the story, like I said, I'm pretty sure Gege wrote a perfect arc. And the culling games ain't half bad either. So we're going to have to see if he's able to top it. And there are some character moments and character developments that are
Well, it
going
has
to,
Yuta, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, this is the
Yeah.
best one.
But it has some character moments and character developments that just, are insane and people are going to love. Because some fan favorites get some really cool character designs
Maki.
and some really, oh my God, yes. Get some really awesome moments.
I completely
And,
forgot that
dude,
happens. Like,
yeah, I know, dude, and it's one of the best moments. But yeah, man, it's
I'm really
gonna be spectacular. The
Please
Culling
don't
games.
come out this year.
Yeah,
Wait a
don't
little
come
bit.
out this year.
Like,
Stop.
please.
Stop. We've had too much jujitsu. I'm gonna get tired of it. If it's good all the time, I want to be thankful for it.
Well, it's also not that. It's just that it won't be as good if they
Yeah,
if they
exactly.
keep rushing it.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that they had to take a break halfway through the season to let their animators catch up is just awful.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah, that's what is. So would you say that not Thorfinn, that Vinland Saga is your personal pick for best anime of the year?
no, I'd still go jujitsu.
Yeah.
I think storytelling wise, it's Vinland Saga. I think that they could have animated the greatest manga panel of all time better. I think they did it well. I think they could have done I Have No Enemies. I think they could have animated that like bonkers crazy good. It's the best manga panel of all time, right? But I just think, I don't know. I just think that Jujutsu was Vinland Saga story was good, but I think Jujutsu was a better adaptation overall.
That's a good point.
That is me.
Yeah. Yeah. For the year there, where I didn't watch a lot.
You sure did know a lot though.
Well, yeah, with because I get spoiled like crazy,
Yeah.
and I read ahead of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
I know what happened in the entire arc in the manga, and same goes for Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
And My Hero, because I did not complete a single any of those anime series yet. I didn't
Yeah.
finish My Hero anime. I didn't finish Vinland Saga. And I didn't finish.
As we get older and we get busier, it's harder to watch animes of stuff that we've already read.
It's gonna be like, hey, what did you watch? This anime. That's the only one I watched too. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Well, that one won.
Well,
It's like, I mean,
congratulations.
Yeah.
No, but I watched a lot of stuff. Let's put Kingdoms of Ruin. Screw it. Kingdoms of Ruin was the greatest anime of the year.
Not biased at all. Best dub actor,
biased.
best character, like best anime.
Best character, yeah. No, but there were a lot of good animes this year, and there's stuff that we didn't even talk about, like Tomo-chan as a girl, which was so good.
That was best comedy, I would argue.
Apothecary
if
Diaries.
you count it as a comedy, because that was hilarious.
Yeah, Apothecary Diaries was really good.
I feel like I didn't talk about Scott Pilgrim enough.
Pilgrim, yeah.
Or Mushoku Tensei.
That was the fourth one I was gonna say for anime of the year. Like I think we needed a comedy in there.
And Pluto.
I think,
I hope Pluto.
Pluto, yeah.
I hope Pluto and Scott Pilgrim get the attention they deserve, and I hope Mushoku Tensei gets a. I don't think it shouldn't win best fantasy, but it better get a nomination because I really like that.
Yeah, I will say, Vinland Saga is one of the greatest stories of all time, and if we have not read the manga, that probably would have been anime of the year. But the adaptation is so good as well. It's just Jujutsu edges it out just a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, All right, you guys. Well, that's it from us.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about the year? Anything you're excited for this year that you wanna, you're
This
interested
year,
for?
no, I'm looking forward a lot to more Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
Man, oh man,
I need
there's
to watch it.
I am one volume
I need
away
to
from
watch it.
reading it and completing it. Like just one more volume.
One
So
volume.
So I'm looking forward to the light novel. Well, at least the English release. I'm looking forward for it
What
to
about
read
the
it.
manga?
There is no manga.
What about the manga?
Don't read the manga for
What
a light
about
novel.
the manga?
Never read a manga from a light novel. Just read the light novel or watch the anime.
Yeah.
I've yet to have heard of. I mean, people will say that, oh, this one, but not really. But I've yet to have seen a manga do a better job from a light novel source. Maybe All You Need Is Kill, but that's like a one-off. And the illustrator from Death Note did that, so that's like cheating.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mushoku Tensei, the anime, and the light novel are like the biggest things that I'm looking forward to this year.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got some big animes coming out this year.
I'll start.
I'm sure there'll be some sleeper hits in there. But,
I'll start watching Solo Leveling, and I'll see
Yeah.
what all the hype is about, and we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll check that out. I'll check that out too, and we'll maybe talk about it because everybody's gonna be talking about it, so might as well.
I think since we started recording these batches of videos, the show have come out, and I wonder once we check our phones, like, whoa, it is that good.
Yeah,
So-
it might be crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It might. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Solo Leveling canceled. Like it's that bad. Like just stop
Jeez.
it. Just cut it out.
That would be insane. But no, I've heard it's really good from people because the people who've been
It
working
did premiere
on
before.
Yeah, people who've been working on the dub, they've been telling me that it's been really good. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what we think. But yeah, you guys. Well, that's it for us. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. 2024 is going to be a big year for the channel. I can already feel it. We tried to get to 1,000 subscribers this year. We got halfway there. This year, we're hoping to get to 1,000.
We're 700-ish?
We're at 550.
That is not what I thought. Yeah,
56 or
Yeah.
something like that. So yeah, please hit like, please subscribe, please keep supporting us. We're gonna try to do a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, that's it from us.
My name's Edgar,
My name's Ben.
and this is the Manga Monday Show, or is it the Shonen Junkies?
This is the Manga Monday Show.
This is the Manga Monday Shows on the Shonen Junkies channel. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.